What up guys, Joachim here, and in this video I'm going to talk about one possible way that you can review some of the information for these lessons that I'm kind of going over with the Bible. So you can see I have open the interlinear Bible that I had open during the lesson that I did over 1 John chapter 1 verses 1 through 4, and I have that passage. And so what I kind of recommend doing is opening this page, actually doing one version that is just the Greek Bible, and then one that is the interlinear version, so you can kind of flip back and forth. And so what you can do then is, if you look up here in this upper right hand corner, it says Bible there, and I'm going to select the Bible that we want, and it looks different depending on if you have I think a iPhone or an Android, and then if you're on the internet just directly, then that's obviously going to look a little bit different as well. And I'm going to, I'm not sure which one. Oops, he's at my front door. I'm not sure. I'm going to go to the Byzantine majority text. And so that should be fairly close to what we're looking at there. And this is, of course, 1 John chapter 1. It has the same thing. So I'm just going to use the introduction here. O inaparchis. I think that actually is a little bit different. Yeah, this, oh no, o inaparchis. No, it's exactly the same. Okay, so what you can do is go and highlight that, and then, if I can get it to highlight, this isn't making a good example if it doesn't do what I want it to do. Okay, sometimes it has a hard time, I'm gonna do this for just a second. Man. Yeah, that's a link there. Oh, I know what. Maybe if I go, okay, yeah. So it's because I had it where the thing wants to go back. I don't even know the term for that. But anyways, okay, so I'm gonna copy O in aparchis, and then we're just gonna go and see what it means. I already know what it means, but it says which was from the beginning. O in aparchis, which was from the beginning. And then if you have something like Anki is a flashcard system, and what I do, and you can see I've already made one for Bible, and I'm going in right now. It's wanting me to review these and go through the flashcards, but this is a great way to kind of emphasize some of these lessons that we do and review the material. So you can see it says akuo, which means like I hear, or I think I just said to hear. I put in the answer, so yeah, to hear or to listen. But we're going to do add. So I clicked on these three dots here, of course, and you can go to add, and we're going to add this as a flashcard. So you see it has the flashcards up, but now it brought up the wrong deck. So all you do, so I drove by my house in a motorcycle. Okay, so all you do in the decks is we're going to go to the right deck. So Bible is the one we want, and make sure that's correct. And then I'm going to go to the front, and I can put in O in aparchis. I don't really want that one to be there. That's not necessary. And then, you can type in the meaning. This is that which was it that which was from the beginning, or was in the beginning? I don't remember now. Which was from, up, O in aparchis, that which was from the beginning. So I'm going to try to dictate it and see how that works. All right, that worked pretty well. Okay, so then what you would do is just click save at the bottom, and it'll save as a flashcard. Now, the other thing that I would do is do the reverse flashcard of this, and also make a flashcard where the answer is O in aparchis, and make a flashcard like that. I already have this as a flashcard, so I'm not going to make another one. But I'm doing this as an example for all of you to look at. And then, so then you have a front flashcard where you would see, it would come up and it would say that which was from the beginning, and you would need to think, like, what would that be in biblical Greek? And it in a way kind of makes you output the language a little bit. You're not really doing a whole lot of outputting related to the Bible because it's not a spoken language. It's, it's fixed. It's one book, and you don't, you don't really speak that exact language. But modern Greek actually is very similar to the Greek that you read in the Bible. So of course, these words will also come up if you're learning modern Greek. So, but this is a way that, as far as the Bible goes, that it kind of forces you to think like of meaning in a different way, and it helps you review a little bit stronger. So ideally, what I would do is also another thing that I do that I think is a good practice. I'm going to cancel this because I don't actually want to save that. But another thing is to make flashcards of the root words that go along with this. So when you see in the next part of verse 1 here where it says, O akikumen, that is, we have heard. Well, so that's a variation of heard. And when you click on the 191 that I had before, so that this top thing here, 191, is what I'm looking at. That is like a code number that goes with the concordance. And if you click on it, it'll take you to the root word of akikomen, which means we have heard. It's like a past tense version, which we have heard. So it's going to take you to akuo, which means to hear. So you can see most of the stuff you want is over here on the left, and you can make a flashcard of this also. So akuo, and the definition is down here, and you can even like do I here, and this is the way it would be used in a sentence. Definitely in modern Greek, if you see something that ends with an omicron, or not an omicron, an omega, then that usually is personal. So like I here would be like akuo, and then if it was he, she, or it hears, then it would be akui. And if it's you here, it's akuis. If it's we here, it's akuame. And I don't know that works the same way in biblical Greek, because there are some grammatical differences in the way that it works. So that is different. But that's why you see the first definition here as I hear, is because it ends with the omega. So that's a little bit something to look at. But anyway, so these are just a few ideas you can use. You don't have to use Anki, but I like Anki, and Anki's free, and it's pretty effective, I think. So there's that. You actually dictate a lot of it. I'm going to go to one and just kind of show you a couple other things about how Anki specifically works. And ironically, akuo comes up again. So akuo is I hear. So I actually know that one. We just went over it. I recognize it. And so I want to click show answer. And it means to hear, to listen. So if you missed it, you would click again. And if you got it correct, you would click good. And so o akikomen is what, that's exactly what I was just talking about. So we did the personal I version, first person, I think, version of akuo, which is I hear. This is we heard, which we have heard. So that's past tense, plural, first, or not, is it first person? Yeah, first person plural version. So I'm going to click good on that one also. And then this is exactly what I was talking about too. So this is the opposite version. So to hear or to listen would be akuo. And that is what comes up when you do that. So I'm going to click good. And then oi o in aparhis o akikomen. That which was from the beginning, that which we heard, or which we heard, which we had heard, which we have heard. Akusantes, having heard. Okay, so I'm going over other variations now of that word. But anyway, so if you missed it, and eventually these will come up, and instead of saying 10 minutes, it'll say 1 day. And then it gets longer and longer and longer, with the idea that these concepts and ideas move into your long-term memory. And that is kind of how Anki works. Memorize is another one. It's a little less easy, I think, to use or to customize as far as making flashcards go. But they do have, these individual words that contain like all the words you'll find in the New Testament in already made pre-made decks for you to do, and that also exists in Anki. But what they don't have is like short phrases and words, and I think that that's much better to have that in there, and to just do things as you learn them, and make new flashcards as you learn them, than it is to just try to download a pre-made deck and try to go through all of those flashcards. I just don't think you remember it as well that way, and I personally don't. So whatever you're learning through a flashcard, that should be secondary to the things that we do when I read from those sections and we do the reading. That's kind of the primary thing. This is kind of an aid to assist that. So if you're gonna neglect one, like this would be what you would neglect. You would prefer the reading portions and doing that. And that's another thing you can do. You can just review that every day, reading those passages until you feel like you know them really well. But I find that I'm kind of lazy when it comes to doing that kind of thing. And when I have a flashcard system that I know is popping up and telling me to kind of do these cards, or I just know to log in and do them because I know they build up, then I kind of am better about doing that. But that's just me. You guys take it easy, and I will talk to you in another video coming very soon.